Worldwide, movie theaters are shut down in March by the novel coronavirus. They are understandably eager to reopen once the pandemic is over. After weeks of almost no revenue, there is rising hope that cinemas, a cornerstone of the film business, will begin returning by mid-June. Big budget movies like No Time to Die, Disney's Mulan, A Quiet Place 2, Universal states, cities, and local governments have taken measures to create social distancing, and now movie theaters have gone dark. The reality is much more complicated. No one knows when public health guidelines will allow multiplexes to reopen. And when they do, it's unclear when people will feel safe going into a darkened auditorium with a crowd of strangers. Film industry in the US, which generates about $15 billion in ticket and concession sales per year and employs about 150,000 people, probably won't fully recover for 18 months to 2 years. Before a vaccine and reliable immunity testing are widely available, a return of the film industry seems impossible. On top of the ongoing fixed amount, including rents and maintenance, many theaters are entering this uncertain period with heavy debt load, after spending to expand or upgrade auditoriums with recliners. Meanwhile, the closures are expected to have lasting effects on the more than century-old movie theater business. Some small, struggling chains probably will go out of the business. Large operators may be forced to unload locations. It's not only small movie theaters that are struggling with the closings. AMC Theaters, the biggest theater circuit in the US, owned by China's Wanda Group, is saddled with the long-term debt of $4.85 billion. The company has spent big on acquisitions, including Carmike Cinemas and London-based Odeon Cinemas, and by modernizing existing locations with luxury services. AMC stock is down more than 50% this year, due largely to fears of the coronavirus effect. AMC Theaters has raised $500 million in private debt to stay afloat. 2 months ago, AMC was a very healthy company, but now, with the expenses out the door and no revenues, they are burning through the cash. Most cinemas couldn't open right away even if they wanted to. They will not only have to rehire workers but also train them in strict social distancing and sanitary standards. Auditoriums will probably have to be thoroughly cleaned between screenings, which could cut down the numbers of showtimes. Multiplexes will need to block out seats to create enough space between consumers, making every other row available or eliminating chairs in a checkboard pattern on their advanced sales webpage. Some have considered temperature checks for the people who regularly go to the cinemas. For most operators, it's far too early to make decisions about how to proceed. Furthermore, there is lack of new movies available to the theaters as studios continue to push back their major releases. Exhibitors and studios are exploring ways to get nervous customers back in the habit of going to the theaters again, such as special repertory screening programs and marketing initiatives. Some industry insiders worry that virus-related shutdowns could accelerate a long-term threat to the cinemas. On April 10, Universal Pictures released the Trolls World Tour for a $20 digital rental due to the theater closures. Declaring record-breaking sales results, the film generated nearly $100 million in sales in 3 weeks. Other movie studios are also releasing their movies digitally, but the push towards online releases could undermine the exhibition business, causing fewer movies to be released theatrically. But even if the theaters in the South and Midwest opens early, studios won't release their big films until the largest domestic markets, Los Angeles and New York, are back in business.